We're about a third of the way into the tournament, and while you do watch it to see all the stars, I mean, you want to watch the ABs, the Warners, the Kohlis, the Bumrahs, the Rabadas, the Archers. Oh, it's great fun watching all of them. But you also want to see the flowers bloom. You want to get excited by someone who stands up and announces himself. And as happens every year, a few have done that. So I'm going to go with 4 bowlers, 4 batsmen. You tell me if you agree, because I'm sure you've looked at it your own way and found someone to admire too. A couple of those aren't quite buds that are blooming. They've been around for a while, making an impact in the IPL now. The first of those, strictly speaking, shouldn't be in the list. I'm talking about Shubman Gill, because he made such a big splash last year. He's already played for India, but there was one innings that said, come look at me. And that's what you want from young people. And that was the 70 he scored against Hyderabad. And I just loved the way he played Rashid Khan. He would, play one here, play one there. From time to time with another bowler, he'd go over the top. Hardly missed a ball, no edges at all. It was the innings of a complete batsman. And I think he's 2021. I know he's had a bit of experience, but it was just the innings of someone who's capable of playing at a higher level. I just like to see him a little more consistent now. So, and then Shubman Gill is going to be a good player. But it's the other opening batsman that stood up and almost demanded attention. I've enjoyed watching Devdutt Padikkal. I mean, the first game that I saw him play, he went over the top on the offside, played the pickup shot. When they drop shot, he played the pull shot. He had everything. There's one innings I liked in particular. He got to about 30-35, was playing a lot of shots. Then Virat Kohli is batting with him. And they had these conversations in between. You could see Padikkal was tiring, but you could see the effect Kohli was having on him. So he'd nudge one, nudge two, hit the odd boundary, but he did not let tiredness overcome him. And I thought he got a master class that day in how to take an innings deep and win the game for your side. He got out a little bit towards the end, but I thought that innings would go a great way towards his development. I like Abhishek Sharma. I just get the feeling that there's a batsman hidden within who's trying to break free, but it's just not getting enough time. He got in that one game against Chennai, he got a little bit of time and he got a 30 odd, but I just sense that there is a little more to him. I hope he goes back into domestic cricket, gets better batting numbers. He bowls a little bit as well, but I think it's apparent to everybody that he's going to be a batting all-rounder. But there's just something about him that when he comes out to bat, you think he can bat. I talked about that innings against Chennai. It was another young man who grabbed that innings by the scruff of the neck. What I liked about Priyam Garg was his reaction after Williamson was run out. 69 for 4. He held the innings together, 77 of the next 7, and I was very impressed. It's only been one innings in 4 or 5, mind you, and he didn't quite have the most outstanding under-19 World Cup. But that one innings, 51 of 26, then a direct hit showed that he's contributing in 2 ways. That's what you look for in young players. And Priyam Garg that day was excellent. So I'm really hoping that as the tournament progresses, we'll get to see a little bit more of him. But good on you, Sunrisers, for giving him that opportunity. And good on you as well to Kolkata for staying with players. Look at the story of Varun Chakravarti. He's an architect. He goes around. He's then picked up at a massive price, gets one game, goes back. Kolkata pick him, but they play him. And they're playing him ahead of Kuldeep Yadav. That's saying a lot to me. Is it good for Kuldeep Yadav? I don't think so. But for Kolkata to be playing him, he seems to be happy bowling the difficult overs. He's happy bowling at the bigger batsmen. And there's a composure about him. He's not been collared so far in this tournament. So Varun Chakravarti is announcing himself in this tournament, as is Natarajan. Natarajan's been around for a while. His has been a story of success and a lot of pain, struggled with his bowling action for a while, came back, but nobody has nailed those Yorkers in this tournament like Natarajan has. And I love that story where he said, put a batsman in front of me and I'll bowl you 6 Yorkers. And what I want to see now from Natarajan is, now that Bhuvneshwar is not there, can he say, yes, I know Sandeep Sharma is there, Khalil Ahmed is there, Siddharth Kaul is there, but look at me, I want to be the leader of the attack. And that is something I'm going to see. And I won't be surprised at all. And I know it might seem like a big statement. The selectors are looking at him for T20 cricket simply because of his ability to nail those Yorkers. And he's got to be very good at that. That's got to be his calling card. So I like Varun Chakravarti and Natarajan, not quite the youngest in the world, but are announcing themselves at this tournament. I like Shivam Mavi. something about the young Chetan Sharma in him, really a little bit of fire, always a little quicker than he seems. He's taking the new ball, he's bowling inside the power play. A couple of times he's come back and bowled in the death, and Kolkata giving him these difficult overs. The development of Mavi in this tournament is going to be extraordinary if he's willing to learn, if he's going to take all this in. I'm a little more excited with Nagarkoti because he gives you more dimensions. He's brilliant in the field. I've not seen Nagarkoti really play a big innings, but I like his action. He slips through 140. So these two are very, very exciting. At the moment, we've seen a lot more of Mavi because I think he's been the fitter of the two. Nagarkoti has had this history of fitness, so they're sort of just easing him into the tournament. But excellent by Kolkata to give all these youngsters a chance like that. There's one bowler I've enjoyed watching, and he was, to me, the standout bowler of the Under-19 World Cup. People are talking about Karthik Tyagi, yes, good bowler, but to me, Ravi Bishnoi was the one around whom the bowling was built. You wanted a wicket, you went to Ravi Bishnoi. He's come here to Punjab with Anil Kumble. He started tossing the ball up a little bit. He's bowling a little slower. I won't be surprised if a nice leg break now starts to come about. And I like the ability in him to come back. A couple of times gone for runs in the first over. He comes back, holds the game together, and I'm seeing him growing as the tournament goes along. And I just hope he looks after himself. Sometimes these youngsters get a lot of attention. It's not easy for them to stay grounded. I think that is what will determine where they go. But Ravi Bishnoi is certainly a bowler to look forward to. So there you are. Those were my 8. Maybe you can pick yours as well, and then we can compare notes. It's always best that way.